I've been busy. I have been very busy. This weekend I was supposed to have my grandson, but I really didn't want him to catch my infection. And I still needed to make money. I did go out this morning. And then Spark had an incentive that if you did 5, it was either shops or curbsides or, shop or curbside. If you did 5, you could get, if you got 40, if you did 5, you got $40. And if you did 8, you got 65. Well, I got 6. And so I did 4 earlier in the day. Oh, thank you for the like. I did 4 earlier in the day. And then I did 2 this evening. I wanted to make that $40. And I was so mad because I was at Walmart doing a shop. It was a quick shop. And I wanted to, just complete I had already done 1. I only needed 1 more. So I was at Walmart trying to do 1. And I had like 1 item left and the customer canceled the order. I was like, are you serious? So then I'm like, oh, okay, I sure hope I get another one because I really want to make this 6. I really want to make this 6. So today is for the week ending, it's the most I've ever made on Walmart Spark. Even though I shouldn't have really been working at all because I should have been at home. Oh, there's my white. Oh, hi, Mrs. Paula. How are you? My goodness, I haven't seen you in like forever. Where have you been? I miss you, Paula. Hello, Renegade. This is a chat with Nana, and I am Nana. I'm good. How are you? You might be able to tell that I don't have my voice completely back yet, back to normal. I had a sinus infection. The infection was in all of my sinuses, and then I had an upper respiratory infection. Infection. Hello, Emmanuel. Hi, Johnny. How are you? Hi, Debbie. Yep, I'm Ma. Yeah, Paula. Oh, man. And then I still had to work. I had to work my W-2. And then I have been feeling a lot of pressure with this new vehicle that I have. I really like my new vehicle. Today was like the first time, and I know that's a shame, but today was the first time that I was able to parallel park and do a good job. Like I didn't have to back out, back in. You know what I'm saying? Like I did. So yeah, I'm loving my Toyota RAV4. It's awesome. Johnny, you're doing pretty good. That's good. You just laying there with Tippy. Is Tippy your dog? And if so, what kind of dog? Paula says that sounds so hard. Yes, it is hard. It's like I can't let my sickness get me down because I need to make money. And when I got this car, I got extra bills. Like I had to max out 2 credit cards. I have $140 some extra a month to pay on a car note than I had before. You're terrible at parallel parking, Paula. Oh, that's good. I thought I was the only one, and here I am, 58, 57. I'm not 58 yet. Johnny says yes, he's a Chihuahua. Oh, cute. You know, I think I had a Chihuahua bite my heel one time, so I get kind of fearful of them. I know it sounds crazy, but the yep, 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 yep. Paula says, hi, Johnny. Jose says, my grandma died. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's so hard. Johnny says, hello, Paula. So I have some friends at work that made, well, this one lady in particular, she makes, it's ginger beer, it's called, but there's no alcohol in it. And it's all good. But she made it a little spicy, and I think that's good. So she said, don't drink it fast all at once. So I bought 3 of them. It's really not bad. Since she makes them, you know, they're like $5 a bottle. So yes, yes. Paula says, Jose, I'm sorry for your loss. And ginger is good for coughs. Yes, it is. Oh, do you want to see how I've been doing on my latest diamond art project? It was another thing I was working on today. You know, I'm just a busy bee. What can I say? This is, I'm going to be giving this to my oldest daughter. I wanted to have it done for Christmas, but it's just going to be done when it gets done. And then I had this snowman, but I'm kind of disappointed because I had to learn how to keep things organized. And with the snowman, I didn't. So I kind of stopped doing it. I was done, like, I did most of it. Maybe it's all done. Well, here it is. You tell me what you think. I was doing this for my youngest daughter. Do you think she'll still like it, or I should just forget about it? Paula says yes. Yes, what? Yes, I should forget about it? Oh, you would give it to her? Should I get a frame? I don't know how people do these. Like, do they do frames? And thank you. I worked hard on it. It's just that, like this, I've been able, this one that I just showed you, the Faith, Hope, and Love one, I've been able to keep the colors more organized, but on that one, I had it organized for a minute, and then I just started putting colors wherever. Yes, we want to see your diamond art, I meant. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been working hard on it. Johnny says, that looks good. I would give, oh, you said I would. Johnny says, that looks good. I would give it to her. Okay. Okay, then I will finish it up. I have this painting sealer. It's diamond painting sealer. And, but do you think I should frame it? Hi, Mike. How are you? Mike, let me ask you a question, okay? Just tell me the God's honest truth, okay? That's all I want. I did this snowman. I completed it. I thought I didn't, but looks like I did. Okay. Anyways, I completed it. Okay. So my question is, do you think it's good enough to give my daughter? Mike says good. Hi, Dean. Frame it and give it to her. Okay, thank you. Dean says, hey, Yvonne, you're sounding better. Yeah, I still don't have my complete voice yet, but it's sounding better, right? Mike says, oh, wow, that's cool. I like it. Oh, thank you, Mike. Paula says, hi, Mike. Oh, and here's the other one I'm almost done with. I've been working on it really hard. Well, I worked on both of them really hard, but this one I was able to keep the colors more together, and, you know, you learn as you go. But here's this one. You probably can't read it. They're jars that say faith, hope, and love. And I've been working hard on that. Mike says, yes, 100%, especially if she hangs on to it, and hopefully not for many, many years when you pass on. She will have something that you may, oh, you're going to make me cry. Mike says, as I get older in life, I would love to have a gift that's made by somebody in store about my trash things, more that people have made. Yeah. Dean says, hey, Mike's adventure, Mrs. Paula. Mrs. Paula says, I love having things my mother made. Oh. Mike says, nice. Paula says, hi, Dean. Mike says, each day with Dean, hello. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I really, really like it, but this is my craft table now. I said craft. Craft. Not the other word. Oh, and this you will see me drinking. Oh my gosh. There's no alcohol in it. There's ginger in it. It was made from my friend at work, and she made it homemade. It's like $5 a bottle, and I bought 3. And she put a little bit more ginger in it, but it actually helps it cleans you out, you know, it just, it's good for a cough. Oh, ding, ding, ding. So, the incentive for Spark today was to do 6 trips. They could be shops or curbside. And I started out early this morning. You have been teaching me well. Notice I said teaching. You have been teaching me well. I got there early. I got 3 done. Nope, I got 4 done. Then I said, okay, I need a break. So then I came home and then I was working on this and sorry, I'm so happy. The Vikings beat the Green Bay Packers at home. Unfortunately, it's our last game of the season. But Green Bay Packers only got 3 points. So it's going to be fun talking to one of the residents tomorrow about that game. I know I'm a nut. Weren't you so happy, Mike? Hey, I got 2 mics on here. Mike's the Adventure and Mike the Bike Dasher. Hello, friends. Dean says, Mikey. I'm just going to say Mikey, okay? So I'll say Mikey and Mike. Mikey says, hello, Deanie Weenie. Paula says, hi, Mike. Mike says, yes. Paula says, 2 mics here. Yeah, 2 of them. So I'm going to call one Mikey and the other one Mike. Mike says, hello, Mrs. Paula. Mike says, right. I kept having to check the score to see if I was seeing it right. I know, right? Mikey says, hello, Mike. Mike says, Mike the Bike Dasher, hello. Mikey says, how are you, Yvonne? My cold is getting better, Mikey. Hello, Pinchu Hub. Dean says, so, did you get the incentive? Yeah, I got sidetracked. Are you using Instagram? I have Instagram, but I really don't use it much. My daughters use it way more than I do. Okay, so I did the 4 this morning, then I came home, I took a break, I was watching I wasn't watching because I can't watch it. I was listening to the football game and looking at the pins on my phone. Yeah, I just had to add that. And then I said, you know what? I really want to get this incentive because if I get this incentive, six trips for $40. If I would have got 8 trips, it would have been $56, I think. I was saying 65, but I think it was 56. Anywho, yes, I got the incentive. Woohoo! So my Vikings won, and I got the incentive, and I made almost $300 this week on Spark. It's the most I've ever made on Spark. And I think a lot of that was just going out there every morning. And then I did 4 trips yesterday. And there was a 6 trip incentive yesterday. But I just needed to rest. I'm like, just forget this. You know when your body's telling you you need to rest. So I rested. Okay. Sorry, I got to go back in the chat. I have been running my mouth. All right. So Colleen says, hi, Yvonne. Hi, sweetheart. Colleen says, hi, everyone. Dean says, Colleen. Paula says, Colleen, hi. Colleen says, Dean. Hi, Mrs. Paula. Colleen says, nice, Yvonne. Yeah, Dean says, let's go. I knew you could do it. Yes. Mikey says, hello, Yvonne. Yeah, so I was just so happy that I got that. And like I said, I made almost $300 this week. And I know, Dean, before I was talking about just making 100 a week, but seriously, making as much as I can every week is what I really need to do, because then I will feel better, and then I will feel like I can still go grocery shopping for my food, which, you need to eat. And yeah. Oh, I saw my daughter had posted something about the girls had wanted a cat, but they wouldn't get them. My daughter and her husband would not get the kids a cat. What they got was fish. And trying to remember. The one that stands out to me is, well, they're all three different colored fish, and one of them stands out to me because it's blue, and my grandson named it Crusher. So that was cute. Colleen says, "Hi, Mikey." Mike says, "Nice work, Yvonne." Yeah, I worked hard. Dean says, "Even sick, faith and belief got you through." Yeah, like I was saying, I had to, you know. There's a part of me that felt guilty in a way, because, like, I miss my grandkids, but I also had this infection. And I don't know how long you have an infection before it's not contagious, but I certainly didn't want to get my grandkids sick. And you know what I could do while I'm talking to you all is do this glue thing. And now I just have to get a frame for it. I'm glad you guys approved, because I was about the snowman, because I was thinking, oh, I freaking screwed up on it, and she's probably not gonna want it. But yeah, I've been. There was a day this week that I did not want to go to work, but I had already called in last Friday, and that was only because I had lost my voice completely. So I wasn't gonna be able to do my job with no voice. Oh, and this kind of sounds crazy, but I was so happy because now, see, I had a winter coat that had pens, writing pens, that were stuck in the seam. And then I had, well, anyway, it had went through the wash, and it marked the coat all up in pen. It was a sign I needed to get rid of it. It was my ex-boyfriend's. He had gave it to me. Anyway, and then I had another winter coat, two actually, that had the feathers in them. I can't get that kind, because they were just all over the place, and I don't know how to contain it. So maybe for the person that knows how to contain it, they're fine. For me, no. So I saw this jacket. It covers your rump. And it was $49 at Walmart. I had ordered it, and I got it Friday. So I was so happy, because then I threw the other coats away. I said, these are done. Ugh. Dean says, and you've been staying with your affirmations too. Yes, I have. And I know what you were talking about, Dean. About maybe doing some, like a few. and then just having them ready. Oh, shoot. You know what? I am not done with this. That's okay. There's just this one section that I gotta get done. You can see it, right? I just gotta get this section done, and then I'll be done. So since you guys approve of it, I'm just gonna get that done. And then I will put the glue on it. Oh, what I was saying was, because, you know, I constantly lose my train of thought. It's very common. But I feel like I have to do my affirmations in the morning. And that's why you will see now that I'm doing them out the window still. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a church that is like across the highway and it has a cross. Anyway, I'm trying to aim my phone towards that way. And God has been calling me to do them every morning, and I get so much out of it. A lot of people that have been watching my affirmations know that I'm getting a lot out of it, because when I am doing it, I'm doing it fresh, so I'm feeling it. You know, God's putting a call on my heart and to reach out to other people that are hurting. And, you know, these positive affirmations are so important because there's so much negativity in the world, and we need to have more positivity. You know what I'm saying? We need more positivity. So I decided that I'll do that. Now, there is a few days in February where I might be making them ahead of time. And that's because, thank you, Colleen, and I appreciate you watching, and you know, I'm going to be praying for you continuously, and I'm still praying for you. I just said that twice. But anyway, I'm praying for you. I don't know your situation. If we could figure out a way for me to connect with you one-on-one, I would be willing to do that. I think I tried to email you before, but you said you didn't get it, so. Colleen says, okay, yep, I said that. Hi, Sunny. Sunny says, hey, Yvonne, I almost missed your live. Oh, well, I'm going until 8 o'clock because I started it at 7 this time. Well, actually, 7:05 or 6, something like that. Paula says, Yvonne, if I disappear, it means I dozed off. Stayed up too late last night watching TV. It's okay, Paula. Thank you so much for letting me know. Colleen says, thank you. Paula says, hi, Sunny. Sunny says, I didn't hear my alarm. It's okay, Sunny. Sunny says, hi, Paula. Colleen says, in my description is my email. Yeah, I'm going to try it again because I had tried it, but you said you didn't get it. So I will try it again so that we can connect and exchange phone numbers or whatever. Sunny says, oh, okay. Paula says, hearts. Hearts. Oh, Sunny. So I wanted to show you how I've been doing, and see, I've been keeping the plastic on, but I don't know where the plastic is to my snowman. So anyway. I've been working hard on my jars. What do you think? Sunny says, hi, Colleen and Dean. Sunny says, nice job. Colleen says, so beautiful, Yvonne. Thank you so much. And then I have the snowman, and I'm almost done with it. I thought I was done with it, but I'm not. But I was going to just give up on it, I think, and that's why I didn't finish it yet. You see, there's that patch right there that I need to finish. But I was told by a couple of other people in the chat that it looks good enough for me to give to my daughter. So what do you think, Sonny? Because this snowman was for my youngest daughter, and then the Faith, Hope, and Love jars are for my oldest daughter. Colleen says, hi, Sonny. And Colleen says, so cute. Thank you. I really like doing it. Do any of you do Sudoku? Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm gonna look. Oops. I'll turn it down. You might not be able to see it. I don't even know if I pronounce it right. Sudoku? Sudoku. Sudoku, right? I drew those, my hobbies. That and my diamond art. Those two things are my hobbies. Sunny says, I would see if you feel comfortable giving it to your daughter the way it is. Then do it. I didn't see the missing ones you were talking about. Oh. It is hard to see it, isn't it? They're right here. Sunny says, say, not see. Colleen says, yes. Sunny says, yes, you are saying it right. Okay. Yeah. Do any of you do that? Sunny says, it looks okay to me. Well, thank you, Sunny. Yeah, several people have said that. It's just that with the Faith, Hope, and Love one, I figured out how to keep the pieces together. And with my snowman, I just lost control. And I can show you what I'm talking about. So here's all my dots for the snowman. See? I was putting in them bags and putting them in here. And they spilled. They just spilled out. But now, when I opened up the Faith, Hope, and Love one, they had these baggies. So I have been keeping them all separate. and numbered them, and yeah, so I guess the snowman was like my starter big piece. Although I didn't screw up on my Snoopy one. Do you guys remember my Snoopy one? I wanna frame that one for myself. I've glued it, but I haven't. But this turned out perfect, but it was smaller. This was my snowman. I mean, this was my Snoopy. I guess I could give my daughter the Snoopy one and keep the snowman for myself. What do you think? Do you think I should give her the snowman or give her the Snoopy? Be honest. Sonny says, yes, I bought some small bags for mine. Yeah. But these bags, they just came with the kit, so that was very good. Oh, Larry. Hi, Larry. How are you? Yeah, Colleen, I was never into crafts. Like, that was not me. I mean, I would like to color, but that's about it. But, my granddaughter, the 5-year-old, she loves to draw. I think I've showed you my pieces of what she's done. My grandson's done a couple. But that's my wall of art for my grandchildren. Oh, you want to see the cutest picture ever? This is my grandbaby. Her first school picture. Is she cute or what? And then my daughter-in-law, I just got this the other day. I don't go to my mailbox very often because I usually don't have mail. But she made me a card. She makes cards. And it said, when they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceedingly great joy. And then you open it up and it says, Merry Christmas, praying that the love of Jesus surrounds you in every situation this season. Love you, Amy and Lamar. Yep. Amy's my daughter-in-law, Lamar my son. And I know I don't talk about my son often, but he's my firstborn, and I don't see him very often. He's very busy. I may have talked about him before. He's in the military. He's in the Air Force Reserves. He's a fireman in Madison, Wisconsin. And he does a lot of different things besides that. But he doesn't make it home very often. And the last time he made it home, he went to my daughter's house. And I didn't know about it. So I missed him. And I was not happy because I don't see him very often. My girls used to say that he was my favorite. Go figure, my favorite, and now I don't hardly ever talk to him or see him. He is 38 now. Dean says, Larry. Sonny says, yes, I bought some small. Okay, I read that already. Sonny says, hi, Larry. Colleen says, so cute as well. Hello, Kim. Colleen says, me either. Sonny says, I do like crafts. I'm an ex-Mormon. Those two words go together when you're a Mormon. What two words? Oh, thank you. Sonny says, cute grandbaby. Dean says, is he a Capricorn? No, he's a Gemini. Mikey says, hello, Sonny. Sonny says, Mormon and crafts. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Another thing I learned. Yeah, so my son is a Gemini. May 28th is his birthday. And I don't know. I remember saying one time to my son, you know the girls think that you're my favorite? And he says, that's because I am. I'm like, okay, like he's just, he just knows. What I will say is that he's my firstborn. So when, just to share a little story with you, his biological father was in the Navy when he was born. His, not to mention he was in the Navy, but when I got pregnant, he wanted me to get rid of, and I wasn't about to. So I figured that he really didn't need to worry about it since that's what he wanted, because if that's what he wanted, then he don't need to have anything to do with my son. But his mother was really nice and everything, and she helped me and brought me to, she would bring me to the hospital. I had gotten the bug where I couldn't keep anything down, not even water, while I was pregnant with him. And she brought me to the doctor. I remember her bringing me to the doctor, and then I had an accident, and she got me in, I think I got in a wheelchair, and she changed the sheets because the people there weren't doing their job. It was a local hospital, a county hospital. I don't know how your county hospitals are, but this hospital was not very good as far as I'm concerned. When I had my son, he had jaundice. Not to mention when I had my son, these people were freaking morons. I'm sorry, but they were freaking morons. They came into my hospital room and they said, oh, well, we don't know if you know this, but your baby is black. He is? Oh my God, what happened? Who does that? I couldn't believe it. Like they actually did that. I'm like, I know. Sonny says, yeah, right, Sonny? Like, duh. Okay, so the father wasn't there because he was in the Navy. And the only one I had a friend that had went with me. And she was there with me, which was awesome because I was gripping her hand so hard that she said she felt like it was going to break. Because what hurt me the worst, it wasn't even my son coming out. It was the stitches afterwards. That is what hurt the worst, okay? I know TMI, but I didn't say stitch what. But I'm sure you can figure it out. But that was the worst. Colleen says, what a thing to say. I know, right? Sonny said, that's terrible. I know. And when I left that hospital, I told them, you will not ever see me here again. And actually, they never saw me there again until my mom had to go to the hospital and her specialty doctors were there. And other than me having to constantly tell the students, because it's a training hospital, that my mother didn't want all those people in her room, they were okay. And now guess what hospital I go to? The same one. But my son is 38, so they have learned a little bit. They've gotten better. I was actually born in that hospital also. It was called General Hospital. Now it's called Hennepin County Medical Center. I don't care if I say it. Colleen says, awful of them. Yes, it is. Sonny says, yes, Colleen. Yeah, it was awful. I only had my son there. My other two daughters, I had at two different hospitals. Of course, it just depends on where you live. But the other hospitals were better. The last hospital I had my youngest at was the best. And she was so sick. She was so sick. They knew her by name at the hospital. I'd go bring her to the emergency room and they'd say, hi, Jasmine. She had RSV. She had asthma. They did not want to, in those days, I don't know if it's changed, but in those days, they didn't want to diagnose babies with asthma. But her father had asthma. So he said, tell me the truth. Does my daughter have asthma? And the doctor was like, I really can't say, she's just a baby. Very young baby. And he's like, in between you and me, does she have asthma? She said, yes, she has asthma. She was she was born in July. So, our Januaries here in Minnesota get very, very cold. So it was August, September, October. She was 6 months old. I had her bundled up really, really good. And I could hear her wheezing. Like she was losing her breath. And I was so scared. And she would spend a lot of time in the hospital. Back then, I don't know what they look like now, but back then, the crib looked like a little jail. And I felt so bad my baby was in there. Dean says, gotta love Yvonne. Diamond and diamond stitches, LOL. Diamond art to diamond stitches, LOL. Yeah, right? So, anyway, I was getting back to my son. So, for my son, it was just him and I against the world. basically. Just him and I against the world. Um, and then when he was 11 months old, I met my daughter's father, and he had lost his job, but he would go work temp jobs, and he would make sure he had diapers. And so he was a father to my son. And when he was 5 years old, we got married, and he adopted my son. Wait, was he 5? I think so. And he had his middle name and last name changed. But yeah. And I remember talking to my son once, and he says, anybody can be, what's that? Anybody can be a dad, but it takes a real man to be a father, something like that. Sonny says, be right back, gotta restart my browser. Okay, Sonny. Yeah, so I just, I mean, my daughter's father and I have been through a lot, but he was, for the most part, a good dad. It's just that I made a lot of mistakes in our marriage. I'm willing to admit it. I made a lot of mistakes in our marriage. I cheated on him. I'm not happy about it. He cheated on me and had a son. And he didn't know that until the boy was 5 years old, and then he found out. And then, anyway, and then, he just made me my daughter's father. He would be very emotionally abusive, okay? Just so emotionally abusive. My father was very emotionally abusive. They say that you marry what your dad was like, and it's so true. They were both very emotionally abusive. And I think, not that what I did was right, it wasn't, but I was looking for love in all the wrong places. What can I say? Sonny says, okay, I'm back. Yeah, so now I'm just so content being alone. Like, who would know that if you're alone, you're good? But, you know, up until, it'll be 2 years in March that I have been single in my life. That's the longest I've ever been single. So I really, really like it. I know that no man can do for me. I gotta go do it for myself. And really, my kids don't even help me much. They will if they have to, and I'm sure they will if I ask them, but I don't want to ask them. My youngest is like me. She's working hard, trying to pay off debt. My other daughter, is giving me the 5 grandbabies, so I don't want to bother them. Sonny says, my dad was opposite of my husband's. Oh, Sonny says, or my husbands were the opposite of my dad, I should say. Okay. Maybe they should have been more like your dad then. Dean says, and look at you now, come out wonderful. Sonny says, yes, Dean, Yvonne is a good person and doing great for herself. Thank you. Thank you so much. I always thought I needed to have somebody and to know that I can do everything by myself is good. Figuring out Google. My mother was always sick, and that's a part of the reason why she died young. She died at 63. Otherwise, my dad's mom lived to be 100. She was 100, and then she decided to go to heaven. And that's how I say it too, because her birthday was in November and she died in January. So I think she just wanted to see 100. My other grandmas lived to be in their 90s. On my mom's side, they all lived to be in their 90s. So my mother's the only one that died young. And she had a autoimmune disorder. I have an autoimmune disorder, but I'm taking medicine for my autoimmune disorder. And I just had lab work done the other day. And only one thing I think is high. Everything else looks good. So that's good. And I have to make an appointment to see my specialist. I've actually never seen him. It's so nice to have video visits so you don't have to go to the doctor. You can just do everything from your phone. And that's how I've seen him, is through the phone. Oh, YouTube University is where I learn everything. Yep, that's where I've learned a lot too. Sonny says, I have 4 sons to do the heavy lifting too. LOL. 4, oh my goodness. And you had a daughter too. So you got 1 daughter, 4 sons? My son-in-law is like a son to me. And I call him son and he calls me mom. But like the one day that I got stranded because the car I currently have, I needed that new battery. And I was stranded and it was cold. My son-in-law came and gave me a jump, and he didn't say, oh, I'm too busy. They're like, stop what they're doing, and they came to help me. Oh, I got 4. I haven't done. Okay, I was just looking at that. But so other than mice, they don't do mice. So if I get mice again in my bathtub, they don't do mice. And I'll just go knock on that neighbor's door. And well, there's another young kid down the hall. Let me tell you, he's respectable, but every time I go down that hall, I smell weed. So, yeah. Woo. Sonny says, yep, and my daughter will do the heavy lifting too. You'd be surprised at the stuff she finds on Marketplace and goes to pick up by herself, just like me when I was younger and stronger. Sunny says, oh no, LOL. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me. The hour is up. I appreciate you all. Just to let you know, I have 395 subscribers currently. I have 415 watch hours. I have a lot of work to do on my channel still. I don't do the lives outside much because I don't know what to do when you constantly lose connection. And it just frustrates me. So that's why when I'm out and about and I decide to do anything, I just do a video. And then sometimes I get likes on it, sometimes I don't. But doing the best I can, I guess. And I know some people have taken 2 years to get monetized, so. Thank you, Dean. Dean says you are doing a good job. Sunny says, I lose signal and patience. LOL. Yes. But now see, Dean, he can be on like all day long and only lose connection a couple times. But see, then when I lose connection, nobody ever tells me, oh, you're back. So I figure I must lose connection and never come back. So I'm just frustrated and I'm just like, ugh. Yes, thank you, Dean. Once again, thank you everybody for coming in and spending time with me in my chat. Not all day, only 3 to 7 hours. You're not on all day, only 3 to 7 hours. Sunny says, yeah, Dean has a pretty good connection. Yeah, and I have a pretty bad one, so. I don't know if I'd have a better connection on my. I don't know. But anywho, have a wonderful evening. Sunny says, my problem is going out of Walmart or Sam's. My problem is going into Walmart. But thanks again. I appreciate you. God bless you. Good night. See you in the morning when I do my positive affirmation. Peace.